All right, Chapter 7 is defense attorneys. Their objectives are four major legal issues surrounding the right to counsel, courtroom work group effects to how defense attorneys represent their clients, why most lawyers do not represent criminal defendants, three systems of providing indigence with court-appointed attorneys, and tensions between lawyers and clients, and illegal ethics. First case we have is Gideon versus Wainwright. So requested a court-appointed attorney and was refused, represented by the counsel. Supreme Court sided with Gideon. So indignant defendants have the right to court-appointed counsel. Applies in felony criminal proceedings. Decision sent shockwaves to the criminal justice system. So this amendment is right to counsel. So issues of rights to counsel with non-felony criminal prosecution, stages of the criminal process, and effective assistance to counsel, and self-representation. So it gives you that right. If you want to be if you want to self-represent yourself, and if you don't want a lawyer, you do have that right, I guess to, be your own lawyer in that sense. It might not be ideal just because, a lawyer, went to law school, they know a lot more about law probably than you do, but it's still giving you that right to, if you don't, have that choice to, if you want a lawyer, if you want you to defend yourself, it gives you that right and opportunity in court. So the Sixth Amendment applies to all criminal prosecutors. It's the critical stages test, which is Mempa versus Ray, 1967, Kirby versus Illinois, 1972, and the one I know of, and which I heard a lot, which is Miranda versus Arizona of 1966. Appellate courts must reverse if proceedings were unfair, and the outcome would have to be different if the counsel had not been ineffective. Few appellate courts reversals on the grounds. So we have more different, cases. Missouri versus Fry, Lafley versus Cooper, Ferretta versus California, and the judge, has to show the ability to conduct the trial. And one of the thinking points is you've been arrested for armed robbery of a bank. You decide you will represent yourself. So that's gonna be hard. I mean, depending, I guess, on what you're getting charged with, and depending on what they're charging you for the crime you committed, I guess that's hard to defend yourself. Like for this instance, I mean, even with a lawyer, they have evidence of you robbing a bank. I mean, you're going to go to jail no matter what. It's just I guess how long and I guess how long can you lower it to? But I mean, if they have proof, there's no way of getting out of that, even if you have a lawyer. So I guess it's choosing. It's choosing if you want to defend yourself or not defend yourself. And I mean, lawyers are not cheap, so it's a big it's a big decision because, I mean, I don't know, I prefer, I guess, spend money if I can have someone who can lower my sentence. But that's just me. And then there's sanctions, indirect poor scheduling, drag out trials, tougher plea bargaining, and your rewards like access to the police reports, witnesses. And how do we define winning? And winning could be, you still go to jail, but you get a lower sentence. That's a win. So, and then we have the criminal bar, diversity and stratification of the legal profession, environment of practice, low status, low fees, difficulty in securing clients. And then we have appointed counsels, which is basically people who I guess can't really afford a lawyer themselves because I guess they're too poor. So they're still getting somebody appointed to them, but they're not going to be as good. Like if you pay a lawyer a lot of money, they're most likely going to be a really good lawyer, and but just get that lawyer that's appointed to you just because you can't afford one. They're not going to be as good of a lawyer as if you're paying a lot of money for one. So 82% of felony defendants are too poor to hire their own lawyers. It is up to the counties to determine what type of system they will utilize it. You have assigned counsel, contract systems, public defenders. Let's see where else we have. Contract systems, most common, small countries. Counties, criticisms, so you have low standards. You have private bar no longer plays an important role, and you have unconstitutional in Arizona. So I guess it's important to understand, that how the lawyer people get, the type of crimes, and it depends if you want to self-represent yourself and understand the Sixth Amendment. I mean, I agree with you should be given the right if you want to defend yourself or if you want someone to defend you. I think that should be your right to do that. But yeah, it's a pretty important chapter. Chapter 7, defense attorneys.